Good morning, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining in this special edition of the Watchlist at Magenta Trades. Normally, we do our broadcast at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, but today we are doing it at we were supposed to do at 10:30 a.m. But then due to some technical issues, we are doing it now 10:44. Um, the market is again another rough one. But amidst that, let's see what we can discuss and what we can explore. At Magenta Trade, we teach you how to grow your portfolio using option trading strategies. We explain in simple terms how you can participate in the world-leading companies with a fraction of the amount that you would need as normal investment. In the vast ocean of stock market, there are plenty of opportunities to gain from the movement of share prices every day. However, market is unpredictable, volatile, and sometimes complex to understand. In order to be successful, you need a disciplined, rule-based approach developed over a long period of experience in the market and focused on building a long-term portfolio to protect your hard-earned money. So, welcome once again and good morning. Thanks a lot for joining in. But before we can progress, we need to discuss the disclosures. So let me share my screen. And we'll proceed with the disclosures. All our discussions at Magenta Trade are solely for educational and information purposes only. We are not investment advisors, and you should consult a financial advisor before making any investments. Options trading involve exceptional gains, but at the same time, they pose inherent risks. Past results are no guarantee of future gains. For more disclosures, you can visit our website www.magentatrade.com. Now, quickly, a few words about me. I have been professionally trading for more than 15 years now, and I have converted my personal passion for trading and experience into professional coaching. And recently, we have formed the company Magenta Trade to share with you my strategies of success in trading using simple terms and techniques. My favorite areas of coaching are trade management and money management. I've experienced immense potential of trading options based on stocks and ETFs, and I help you understand how they might help you build a steady and reliable retirement income stream. As a coach, I focus on daily routine, follow simple rule-based strategy, use simple tools to enter and exit the trades, and manage your positions in 15-20 minutes every day. Now, let me discuss one of the earnings reports that we published earlier today. And Vail Resorts reported their third quarter April 2022 earnings of $9.16 per share on a revenue of $1.2 billion. The expectation was $9.17 per share with similar amount of revenue. Revenue grew 32.3% year on year. Vail Resorts, through its subsidiaries, is a mountain resort operator. The company's operations are grouped into three business segments: mountain, lodging, and real estate. Let's look at some of the other numbers now. The stock is currently actually up by 2%, where the market is pretty rough today, and we'll come to that. But at this moment, this particular stock is 2% up. Okay. Reported earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization was $610.5 million for the third fiscal quarter of 2022, compared to reported $462.2 million for the third fiscal quarter of 2021. The company updated its fiscal 2022 guidance range and is now expecting resort updated to be between $828 million and $842 million. Total lift revenue increased $137 million. Ski school revenue increased $40.5 million or 50.4%. Dining revenue increased $33.8 million or 73.6%, and retail revenue increased $35.2 million or 38.6%. Operating expense increased 115 million or 30.7%. Okay. So that's more or less the earnings report. Now let's go to the market, where I would like to show you what's happening in terms of the Dow and S&P 500. S&P 500 has been very brutal today. In fact, the whole market is very brutal. Dow is down by around 700 points. S&P 500 down by almost 100 points, 2.4%. And as you can see, it is now at 3919 or 3920. So as we were discussing for the last few days, the S&P 500 failed to break through this resistance level of 4176 or 4156, whatever you call it. And then since then it has retreated, or it has now retraced back to the lower level of the Bollinger Band, which is around 3,900 or maybe 3,850, you can say. So as expected, it has been a very sharp movement, which was not expected. But what was expected was the S&P would probably, or S&P 500 would probably won't be able to beat this upper resistance. And same is the case with NASDAQ, probably the similar resistance level at 12,397, and the NASDAQ failed to break through that one as well, and now it is been retreating. Again, Dow is down by 664 points now, and is very, very similar pattern there. At one point of time, I saw all the Dow components were in the red. So all the stocks within the Dow index were trading at red. VIX is up by 10 percentage point. So that is significantly high today. Gold is more or less flat, up by 0.38%. Silver is up by 0.56%. The oil is down by 1.8%. Similarly, Bitcoin is down by 1.48%. Once again, below the 30,000 level. Ethereum is down by 2.29%. We'll come to the individual stocks, but before that, let me see if there are any major news that probably we should be discussing. Meanwhile, what I'll do, I'll switch off my video so that you can see my full screen. And today's biggest news is the US inflation. Inflation rose 8.6% in May, highest since 1982. The consumer price index rose 8.6% in May from a year ago. The core inflation, excluding food and energy, rose 6%. Both were higher than expected. Surging food, gas, and energy prices all contributed to the gain, with fuel oil up 106.7% over the past year. Shelter costs, which comprise about 1/3 of the CPI, rose at the fastest 12-month pace in 12 years. The rise in inflation meant workers lost more ground in May, with real wages declining 0.6% from April and 3% on a 12-month basis. The consumer price index, a wide-ranging measure of goods and services prices, increased even more than the 8.3% Dow Jones estimate. Excluding volatile food and energy prices, so-called core CPI was up 6%, slightly higher than 5.9% as expected. On a monthly basis, headline CPI was up 1%, while core rose 0.6%, compared with respective estimates of 0.7% and 0.5%. So as the market was fearing, the inflation is a major concern now in the economy, and it impacts all the other factors. a federal interest rate hike, and then monetary policy from the Fed, and can say how the companies will react in terms their proposed cash expenditure, um, in terms of the retail investors um, can say capacity would be limited now, and we need to see how they behave. Okay, so let's go back to the charts here, and probably we'll start looking at the stocks. So two things I would like to see: what is the level of volume there today, and secondly, how sharp is the fall. Well, it is early days. Normally I do the session at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, but today I am doing it from 10:30 Eastern time, even though we were planning to start at 10:30 due to some technical issues. We have started at 10:45 or 10:44 to be precise. So there is a major difference in terms of the volume numbers that we see, and when we usually check those numbers, they are between probably half an hour to 1 hour gap, or you can say from the close of the market. But today it is just been 1.5 hours since opening, so probably volume would be more accurate towards the end of the day. But at this stage, I can see for advanced auto parts, the volume is also less. The stock is down by 1.34%. Similarly, let's look at Apple. Apple is down by 3.2% currently at 138 level, which is probably another support level there. Volume is at 29.47 million, so which is nearing the 50% mark. So when the stock is falling, so that would probably accelerate the process of downside retreat. Accenture is down by 2.62%, and again, volume is 413K. So which is probably much lower than the average volume. So it is again probably a little bit lower or similar kind of volume for last 10 trading days. ADI is down by 2.28%. Akamai Technology is down by 2.09%. Applied Materials down by 4%. Ambarella is down by 3.83%. AMD is down by 3.71%, and Amazon is down by 5%. Arista Network is down by 3.33%. Air Products is down by 2.48%. Applovin Corporation is down by 9.5%. Digital Turbine is down by 7.65%. So I'll just look into the big ones. Blackstone is down by 6.68%, and Citigroup is down by 3.5%. Czech is down by 3.44%. DocuSign is down by 25% today. What's the news at DocuSign? Maybe the earnings report. So let's check if we have an earnings report for DocuSign. So it was very, you can say, poor results from DocuSign. They reported first quarter April 2022 earnings of 38 cents per share on revenue of $588.7 million. The expectation was of 46 cents per share on revenue of $581.7 million. Revenue grew 25.5% year on year. The company said it expects second quarter revenue of $600 million to $604 million, and continues to expect fiscal year revenue of $2.47 billion to $2.482 billion. So at this stage, probably we will scan through the market, and if there are any opportunities that we could consider, maybe we'll straight away jump onto that. So subscription revenue was $569.3 million, which is an increase 6% year on year, and other revenue was 19.4 million. GAAP gross margin was 78% for both periods. Non-GAAP gross margin was 81% for both periods. Okay, so let's move on to other stocks. Energy stock Enphase. Enphase Energy is down by 3.5%. HC is down by 6.9%, and GoodRx is down by 6% as well. Google is down by 3.6%. Netflix is down by 4.73%. Nvidia is down by 5.73%. Palantir is down by 5.5%. And Teladoc is down by 5%. So that's more or less what's going on in the market. But as obviously, the board of directors are playing it very cautiously. Okay, let's look at some of the other stocks. United Software is down by 11.48%. And yeah, so more or less all others are within that range. Let's see if there are any more news. Okay, so let's check what's happening with our trading account, the paper trading account that we use here. So I'm just waiting for a couple of minutes for my other screen to open up. Somehow there's some technical issues today with the Zoom, and as a result, we were delayed to start our broadcast. Okay. Okay, so while the charts are opening, let's look at quickly some other numbers. Okay. Sorry, it's taking a little bit longer today. My internet connection is not at the peak. Yeah, so we are losing a lot of time there. So some of our trades were actually closed. So we booked some profit over there. Okay, let's look at some of the important news. In terms of important news, okay. So let us have a look once again what's happening in the index. So VIX is up by almost 9% point or 10% actually, and S&P 500 is down by 108 points to 3908 levels. NASDAQ is down by 355 points, which is almost a 3% down. And so in terms of Dow, it's currently down by 760 points, and it's pretty much going to touch the bottom probably. There is another 5 hours of trading left, so a lot of things can happen, but probably in terms of S&P 500, I feel it will bounce back from the bottom. Whether it can happen today or tomorrow or any other time, but that's what I see there. Okay, so more or less that's about it. Thanks a lot for joining today, and have a great weekend. At this moment, when we are leaving, Dow is down by 760 points, Nasdaq is down by 346 points, and S&P 500 down by 108 points. Hopefully, market will rebound from here, or maybe take some breather, so to say. So it will probably go up back to in terms of S&P 500, probably it will go up to 3,940 or 3,950 levels. So thanks a lot for joining in, and tune in again on Monday for the same watch list, and it will be again at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks a lot.